What's the most dangerous thing that you've ever done in a car? What is the worst car you've ever owned? What's the car that brought you the most joy? Today, I've invited my friend Charles over to the studio. We're gonna talk about all of that and more.
All right, so what do you got for me?
Well, my first question is this. Tell me about the car that's brought you the most joy and why. Was it purely a mechanical thing, or was there some emotional significance that made it your favorite car of all time?
Okay, so I've owned...
Also, I think I know which car it is.
Okay, we'll see. So I've owned over 50 cars, I think. There are some that have sentimental value, so that kind of gives me a little bit of joy. Like the Scion XB that I've had. I've done so many fun things with my wife. We've traveled the country, driven through redwood trees, that kind of thing. So that one gives me a lot of joy just thinking about all the fun things that I did with it. There's also Spec Me Out a race car, which was so much fun on racetracks. As you know, we've raced together.
Yeah,
we've raced together in the 24 Hours of Lemons.
We also did Spec Me Out. I remember writing your tire temperature and pressure down.
You did help me with that, yes. I was...
There was no point in doing that.
No, because I was a solid mid-pack driver that never really won anything. Actually, there's one trophy up there. Third place in Willow Springs.
Overall?
Overall. Guess how many cars were in the race?
4.
3. No, I think there were like 6, so it wasn't that bad. So speaking of racing, I'd say the car that has given me the most amount of joy is Liam Neeson.
No way.
Yep. Because...
I thought it was going to be the XB.
I will say, it's kind of a toss-up.
Okay.
But Liam Neeson has this whole story wrapped up in it, from the silly name to the silly way we decorated it with pictures of Liam Neeson. I'm even saying it wrong. Liam Neeson.
And paintings.
And paintings, yes, that my wife had done. The fact that we've done so many fun things in this vehicle, and I did it with my friends, and there's so many great stories around racing that in the 24 Hours of Lemons. I would have to say that is my pick for the car as the most emotional significance to me.
Now I know it was not a mechanical thing.
No. Oh God, I hate working on cars.
Quick side follow-up question that I did not plan. What about the opposite, least favorite car? Because I'm thinking the Scirocco that you had for a while, but maybe it's got good stories.
So I had a 1987 Volkswagen Scirocco 16 valve, really cool car.
Who cares how many valves it has?
I don't know. Back in the 80s, the valve, talking about twin cams and valves, you look at Camaros, it said high output on the side, on the door handles, tune port injection. That's the thing. Everybody wanted to talk about the features of their cars in their logos. And
turbo, I get. That's a cool feature.
That's fine. But that car, literally the day that I bought it, the timing belt snapped while I was delivering pizza.
New?
No, it wasn't a new car. Yeah, it was a used car. But I bought it from one of those shady dealers, and I had to take the person to small claims court.
Seriously?
Yeah. I won, but then I never collected the money from the guy. Yeah, it's nuts. It's a crazy story.
It doesn't sound like you won in the end.
No, I did not. But this is also the car that stranded me driving across country several times. I could go on for about an hour about how this car kind of screwed me over.
Worst car, though?
It's pretty bad. It's definitely up there. I've had a lot of terrible cars, but I'd say that one's the one that stung the most because I loved the way it looked and it was so much fun to drive when it worked.
All right.
Yeah.
Next question.
Do you want to switch? Should I do a question?
Sure.
Should we do that? Okay. Here's my first question for you. What's the most dangerous thing you've ever done in a car?
Ghost riding.
Ghost riding. Okay.
Should I not admit that?
I'm not sure.
Oh, okay. Allegedly.
Okay.
Ghost riding is when you put it on cruise control.
So you did this.
You go into the passenger seat and you drive the car with your left hand and you wave when you pass someone on the highway.
I was almost wondering if you actually got out of the car.
No.
Okay.
Although I've seen that done.
Yes.
I've never done that.
Okay. All right.
That's the most insane thing.
What car was it? Was it your Dodge Diplomat? Did you get a Diplomat or something?
I had a Fifth Avenue.
I thought it was a Diplomat.
No, sorry.
Grand Fury.
Plymouth
Grand Fury.
Grand Fury.
So that was the car?
No, it was a Saab 9000, black 4-door. Okay. I'm not saying I did it.
Oh, okay.
There was no one on the highway.
Okay. So that was the most dangerous thing? Nobody got hurt, though?
No.
Okay. Are you proud of that moment?
No, absolutely not. Oh, it was stupid.
Would you do it again?
No. Well, on a closed course.
Sure.
Under adult supervision, I would do it again.
Okay. All right. So
I'm up.
You're up.
That's a good question. All right, this one's a little different. I'm going to name 4 cars.
Okay.
And then I'm going to see if you can guess what my question is going to be. So for me, the answer would be 1997 Lincoln Town Car, black. A 81 to 91 Jag XJS convertible. I don't care what the engine is. a 1971 Lotus 7 S4
Okay.
or like a 2002 SL 500. Do you know what I've described?
This is your dream garage.
No, it's the cars that I haven't owned yet that I want to own.
The car. Okay.
So
God, there's too many to list.
my question is, I'm assuming there's only like 10 or 12 cars left that you haven't owned yet. So of those cars, which are the ones that you're still lusting after? And I would say you can ignore ones that are like, oh, that's like $4 million. So
Yeah, sure.
those don't count.
The first thing that came to my mind is like a Fiat Multipla. I mean, they're stupid. They're a ridiculous car. They're ugly. The interior is batshit insane.
To recap, a Fiat Multipla,
Yes.
that's the people carrier?
So there's a few of them.
Oh, I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah.
It looks like an alien.
Yeah, it looks like an alien. The interior looks like it was designed by some kid that was like throwing Play-Doh against the wall. You know, I'm a big fan of vans, and I'm a big fan of like functionality in vehicles, and the fact that this is actually an extremely functional vehicle. You know, some of the design decisions were weird, but they weren't like done in a vacuum. They were done to try to make the thing functional. And I just like the fact that it's so odd. People did not really like it.
I was gonna say it didn't sell.
They sold a fair amount of them, but then they did a refresh, which basically kind of tried to make it look a little bit more normal, but it actually looked way worse than the original one. So yeah, Fiat Multipla, that's just kind of an oddball one that I would just love to have just because it's so odd. I'm a huge fan of the Citroen BX from the 80s. It's like super blocky and boxy, and they made a 16-valve GTI version, which probably,
You and your valves.
I know, you need lots of valves. You have to have lots of valves. So that's one that I just love the look of it. I don't really know much about the car, but I would love to have one just because it's French and it's just odd. And
I only want a town car because I saw Grosse Pointe Blank. I mean,
yeah, there you go.
Have you seen Grosse Pointe Blank?
Probably like 20 years ago. I don't remember anything about it.
Town car, black town car.
car. Okay. Oh my gosh, I don't even really know what else. There's so many. Those would probably be my top two.
Solid choices.
All right.
Both European cars, both impossible to get.
Yeah, I'd have to import them.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually,
You've imported a car, though.
I have imported a car. It's sitting right over there behind you. My Toyota Chaser. I don't know. I don't really. It was a stupid decision to import a car that I don't drive that much.
Now you know how to do it.
Yeah.
You've gone through it.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think in my mind, it would mean that it kind of opens up the floodgates of like, oh, well, now I know if I want a car from India or, what are those rickshaws? Is that what they're called?
Yeah, yeah.
Dude, you got to get one of those.
Sure.
Useful as heck.
Yeah, I'll go take it to the grocery store.
Yeah.
All right.
Grubhub with it.
Exactly. Here's like a kind of like an auto industry question.
Is this going to get me arrested again?
No, it's not. The next one might. What's extinct in the automotive landscape that you would like to see return? So something that has gone away. It could be
Sedans.
a feature. Sedans, yeah.
I guess American sedans. You
Yeah,
know?
there's not much of that anymore. I mean,
Town car.
yeah, there you go.
I'm going back. It's all going back to the
You gotta
town
get
car.
a town car.
Town car, Caprice. I saw an Impala, like that late
yeah.
model, and I was like, that guy's loving life right now.
Yes.
And it was like lowered. It was sick.
Like an Impala SS, like
Yeah.
like a purple one.
No, it was black, but
Okay.
it was tricked out.
Yeah.
I mean, it was slammed and it had rims. It was awesome.
Like if you want a Ford sedan right now, they don't sell one in the United States.
I just feel like
You just like sedans.
I like sedans. I feel like they're useful and good to drive. Maybe I'm dumb, but like I'm kind of over all the SUVs and whatever the thing that's like, it looks like you took a regular car and just like blew into it to make it just slightly. It's not big.
Kind of like a BMW
Crossover.
X6, kind of like the one that's like
all those look dumb to
Yeah.
me. But here's the thing: there's a lot of cars I thought looked really dumb, and then now they've grown on me. Like the Porsche sedan, I kind of hated at first.
Sure.
Now I'm like, dude, I would totally drive the absolute hell out of that.
Like the
Yeah,
Panamera.
the Panamera. Yeah.
All right, bring back sedans. All right, so you've got one more question for me.
Imagine you have to daily drive, whatever that means to you. You already know what I'm going to ask you.
Yeah. For the rest of your life.
No,
No, okay.
for like a year.
Okay.
A famous movie or TV car. Mine, obviously, is the A-Team van.
Oh, I thought it was gonna be some sort of town car.
I can't think of a TV show that uses a town car.
No.
But the A-Team van, but like, just because it's a van and it's awesome. So you have to daily drive it. You haven't had time to think about it. So
No.
Whatever, I guess, the first thing that comes
I mean, the first thing that came to my mind is the Blues Brother police car, and I don't even remember what it is. It's a Dodge Monaco. I don't even
Isn't
remember
that
what it is.
just the standard boilerplate cop car from the late 70s,
I think
early
so.
80s?
I would love to drive that around and just have the big speaker on the top and be like, you on the bicycle, you two girls. I would just do that all the time.
That's nice.
Yeah,
that's a good answer.
I mean, there's a couple of ones that sort of like popped in the back of my mind. I never saw the show, but there's a car from the show Viper that was just like this ridiculous, also a Chrysler product.
What was Viper?
I don't even know. I never watched it, but I just remember the car from the show.
Was it kind of like a late 90s?
Yeah, like cop show kind of. But anyway.
Dude, I got to get the XJS first.
You're going to be sorry buying an XJS.
Why? They're super reliable.
Yes.
You see them everywhere.
I know. Jaguars are always known for their reliability, especially the V12s.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good luck.
Thanks.
All right. So last question for you. What's your worst or best car breakdown story? Like if you had...
Well, the first one that comes to my mind is I had just bought a Range Rover. I picked you up at work and we went to the gas station and I was like, boy, this is like taking a long time.
Well, we were just sitting in the car while it was pumping.
I was like, this is taking a while.
This is like...
And then we were both like, it kind of smells like gas. I opened the door and we were in a friggin' lake of fuel. No, I don't think anybody noticed. I don't think anybody saw it. Everybody's so in their own head. Like,
yes.
And I'm just like wading through an inch of fuel. And then I'm like, we both froze. And I was like,
what do we do?
Took the fuel out, put it back, closed the door, got in the car, quietly closed it. We sat, we both looked at each other and I was like,
what do we do?
Do we wait or do I just start it? And then I think I just waited and started and we just drove away.
And nothing flew up. In retrospect, we probably should have told somebody there, but I'm sure at some point they probably figured it out.
Did I tell you that that fix was super cheap?
Oh yeah.
It was like $6.
$6 to fix that.
Yeah.
What was the problem? With some sort of the vent on the...
Yeah, I think there's halfway, because it would, if you only filled it halfway, you would never experience that. It's just when you filled it up all the way, it would just piss fuel out.
Okay, well I'm glad the fix was cheap because you did probably spend like $400 in fuel that day.
What was the question again? How did I ruin cars? Or what?
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, worst or best car breakdown?
Okay, best car breakdown?
Yeah, I mean, was there one where you broke down and you're like, I'm glad? Or like you broke down in the middle of like the Grand Canyon or something like that and you're just like, oh, look at the beauty.
Down in front of some cool person's house.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know if this counts, but at Sears, the second time we went racing,
yes,
those breakdowns, which happened at the end of every lap,
yes,
those were the most fun.
Oh, when my brother crashed the car?
Exactly.
Yeah, that was a good breakdown.
And just putting it back together and then getting back out, that's super satisfying. Breaking down a racetrack in general. Yeah. Well, I guess it depends what your take is.
Yeah.
If you're there for fun, breaking down is fine.
Exactly.
If you're there to win and make money.
And it's also really nice when you break down towards the end of a day at 24 Hours and Lemons where you can just all right, let's drink some Coors. Start drinking some Coors Light and try to fix it. All right. Well, I think that was some good questions we had there. Thanks for watching, and hopefully you'll tune in again soon because we'll have more fun stuff like this to talk about.
Yes, very much so.
All right, thanks so much for watching. If you like this video, please consider subscribing and hitting that bell icon. If you want to help support the channel, please consider buying a Hello Road t-shirt at helloroad.tv/shop. Thanks so much. I hope you're well, and I'll see you soon.